If July has felt like a turning point, you would not be mistaken. The month of July has this sacred sort of activating energy. And in today's video, I actually opened up the Akashic records to get some messages for you. We're also going to look at decoding the numerology of the month of July. So I just want to say welcome. Hi guys, my name is Ness. I'm an intuitive and a numerologist. And on this channel, we are all about getting to know ourselves on the deepest level. We're also about creating a path forward that most aligns to our soul's path. And if you are excited about learning more about your soul's path, your intuition, numerology, or just understanding what's going on in the world a little bit more, make sure you subscribe. Hit that little subscribe button down below. Also, if you could please click the thumbs up button, that would be fantastic. Thank you guys so much. So let's talk about the month of July. It is a very sacred, soul aligning month. It is a month that's going to begin to really sort of shift the way we view things. It's a very exciting month. You know, if we look at the numerology, let's first look at the year that we're in. We are in a year, collective year 9. It is meant to be a lot of sort of things coming to conclusion. A lot of our ideas collectively, a lot of our views collectively, a lot of our knowings collectively are going to be coming to a conclusion and or sort of shedding skin so that we can have a more revamped, revitalized view. And so if you look at the collective year 9 and you add it into the month July, July is a 7. 7 plus 9 is 16, which then reflects back the 7. And that's one thing that's so magical about the number 9 is that the number 9 encompasses all numbers and it reflects back the number that is before it or that it's added into. But what it does is it breaks it down into a little bit more of a sacred understanding. So technically, this is a month 16-7. 16, the number 16 is a very divine feminine, divine love sort of energy. If you look at the 1 in the beginning, it is all about self. It is about leadership. It is about my primal feelings, my primal needs. And the number 6 is very heart-centered. If you look at it, it almost looks like a pregnant belly. It's very feminine. It's very divine, feminine, sacred, forward. It's about creation. If you think of birth or when you conceive, whether it's an idea, a business, or a child, you are creating something new. And so this is truly a month of beginning to create something new for ourselves that will then propel us forward. And then if you look at the number that it ends up being, which is the number 7, it is the divine sacred number. It is the most spiritual number. It is the number that is really considered almost like a religious number. 7 encompasses ancient wisdom. It encompasses inner knowing and inner truth. It encompasses everything that has to do with the spiritual side. It's a very spiritual number. And so when we look at the month of July in 2025, it is truly the beginning, hence the 1, of us aligning to our soul's path and our heart, hence the 6, to align us to the most wise part of us, which is our soul. And so this is truly a month where our soul is going to be really activated. It is a month where we are going to not just take the status quo of what people say or what people are kind of projecting to us, whether it be media, whether it be in person, family dynamics. It's going to be a month because 7s are all about hearing what's going on, but not truly believing or moving forward with that knowing until we've checked in with ourselves. 7s need to do research. They're very research driven. They're very ancient wisdom, knowing, but they're also about truth. And so they're almost like a BS detector. So funny because both of my children were born on the day 7, and they are, since they were very little, they can tell when things are not aligned. They're like a human BS detector. They can pick up a lie, a fib instantly. They know it. Even if they don't have proof, they have this inner knowing. And this is a month that really we're going to begin to trust our inner knowing, our inner truth. And we're not just going to take the word of someone else that is put in an authority kind of position. We're going to really ask ourselves, does this feel aligned? Does what they say or what's going on feel true to me? And it's not about an overall truth. It's about a truth to ourselves. And that's truly what the month of July is going to encompass. It is sort of what I call, the month of the year of 2025 collectively is being sort of like called as a great awakener, right? It's the great awakening where mass people are going to begin to awaken their intuitive spiritual side, their inner knowing, their psychic kind of abilities is kind of what they're saying, like collectively many people are saying this. And I truly believe that this is the month where it all begins. I believe the beginning of the year, January, February, March, April, May, and June were like a soft sort of like beginning, because this is going to collectively shift us into a whole new timeline starting next year. And to do this, and this is like a whole new 9-year cycle. And so we are ending a 9-year cycle and beginning a brand new 9-year cycle collectively. And that's really, really huge. And so where I was going with this is that this is really a month that begins that great awakening. And I truly want to call it a great remembering, because I believe that our soul is very wise and has been around for many lifetimes and has information and knowledge within it that it wants to come out. And this is the month that begins to shift it. I believe that this is a month where it's a 7-month collectively, which is such a strong energy because it is a collective energy. It is a group of people. So as I begin to activate more, you begin to activate more. And we are going to all begin to activate this light within us that is like ancient, wise knowledge. And we're not even going to understand where it's coming from. Sometimes even the information that we're going to receive, we're not going to fully understand it. We're going to be out there Googling, what does this mean? But what's going to happen is we are going to become like a human BS detector. We are no longer going to take the status quo of what is being given to us or fed to us through media, through politics, through policy, through all of these things. We're going to begin to see through I feel like we've already begun, but this is a month where we're going to be able to see straight through. It's going to be like this transparent, clear cloth that we can see straight through to the truth. And that truth is really starting in our heart. Our heart, when I was meditating for this month's Numerology and Akashic Records reading, it kept bringing me to my heart. I just felt this expansive feeling within my heart chakra. The entire time I was meditating, it just felt very like radiating and expansive. And I really feel that this is such a pivotal point. I feel like things are going to happen fast. Changes are going to happen fast. Our understanding of things is going to happen fast. I wrote the words pivotal month, very, very important. And it's really where it all begins. And it's going to happen fast. The shift is going to happen fast. It's going to be big and fast. It will feel sudden, but the messages that we receive from ourselves or that we begin to notice in the world are going to be strong and like a knowing. Your beliefs may change a bit this month. You may begin to see your views begin to shift. Things that you thought were true, you begin to feel may not be as true as you originally thought. Your career may shift. Everything is going to shift, and it's going to begin this month, and it's going to feel very sudden. So I want you to be prepared for sudden shifts, sudden change. Know that the change that is happening, the shifts within you, the shifts within the world, the shifts with the people around you, are all in alignment to bring us to our highest and greatest good, to your highest and greatest good, the collective's highest and greatest good. And so know that even if these shifts feel sharp and sudden, it is for your highest and greatest good. It is aligning you to where you're supposed to be, collectively and personally. The message that I got is that if you are living in alignment with your soul's true path, or you're beginning to shift into that alignment of where your soul is supposed to be going, the shift will not feel as sudden. It won't feel as sharp. But if you've been a little bit off path, and I would say most of us are a little off path, there's nothing wrong with that. That's the beauty in living, being a human in this lifetime, is that you have the ability to have free will. And part of that is free will of time and timing. And I do believe in divine timing. And I believe that, if you are beginning to be awakened right now and it feels sharp and sudden, it's not bad, it's great, it's good. It just means that it's shifting you back to where you're supposed to be, whether that be perspective, whether that be viewpoint, career, belief system. All of it could be shook a little bit. It's so funny, as I'm recording this, it has a timestamp, right? It tells me what time it was. It was 14:14 just now when I said that. And to me, 14 equals 5, and it amplified it twice. That means big change. The big change that's going to create foundation, because 4 and 14 is foundation. And so it's going to create these really strong, solid foundations of change for our future. I also got, if you think about the month that we're in, and I got this in meditation. I know it, but it was like, it really stood out in meditation. This shift is happening in the sign of Cancer, right? The month of July is Cancer / a little bit of Leo, but mostly Cancer energy. And we just came off of a new moon in Cancer. And it wasn't just a regular new moon, it was like a super new moon. What that means is the moon is much closer to Earth in its orbit when it creates this new moon, and it has a much stronger pull on the energetic force of the globe, right? Whether that be in the ocean or whatever, because we're mostly water, right? And so it's going to affect us too. And this is just sort of amplifying that this month is so pivotal. And also, if you think about the meaning, whether you know or not, of the Cancer sign, they're extremely intuitive. They're very home-centered, very heart-centered. It so aligns with the numerology. It's so beautiful. And so the thing is that you are going to feel this month, my first message, all of this is my first message because I got 3 intuitive messages for you today, is that you're going to feel less tolerant of people's lies, fibs, cover-ups, BS, less tolerant, because you're able to see through it so easily that it almost feels a little like offensive. Like, how could you feel that you would have the right to try to fool me like this when it's so obvious? And so know that about yourself and give yourself some grace. Also know that it isn't that people are trying to, well, they are, right? They're trying to sort of make things go their direction that they want. But part of this detector we're going to start feeling, this feeling of like understanding truth in our heart and in our body, is that it's meant to expand you in such a way that begins to really create a trust within yourself. You're going to begin to trust yourself in your inner knowing. This is very, very important because we've sort of, I'm in my 40s now. And if you're somewhere in this age range of 50s, 40s, 60s, 30s, any of this, anyone less than 30s is sort of like a newer generation where they were sort of born into being a little bit more awakened. They are challenging the status quo from the get-go, which is such a beautiful thing. But anyone really born like 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, we were born into a time where it was very like, I want to use the word dogmatic. It was like, this is how it is, and you don't question it. And really we were born into a time where we were sort of taught to not trust ourselves, to trust facts that people give us, right? And so we were taught to trust outside of us. We were taught to trust something that wasn't our own. And right now we're beginning to be drawn back in. This is a month that really shifts our belief systems because we're beginning to realize that it is not truth. It's just that person's truth, or that, programming's truth, or that political truth. It is not the real or whole truth. And I do believe everything has duality, because life has to have duality, right? You have to have night to understand what day is. You have to have darkness to understand light. You have to have masculine to understand feminine. So duality has to consistently exist in our reality so that we understand. We can't understand joy unless we understand sorrow. We don't understand that it is joy unless we felt deep sorrow. We can't understand happiness if we haven't understood anger, right? We can't understand hope if we don't understand fear. And so all of this duality has to exist. It has to coexist. It will never go away. But this is a month where you begin to trust your inner knowing. You begin to realize that you have known all along. And so if you're in this age range of 30s to 60s or beyond, we are beginning to trust ourselves. Now, if you are blessed to be born after that, you are blessed in a time where astrologically you are wired to challenge authority and to challenge the status quo. And it's such a beautiful gift that you have. And it's going to really, truly help usher in a new, era is the word I got. And so just know that, be gracious with yourself, be understanding of people around you. Understand that this will be a month where you might have been going left or right, and then all of a sudden you see yourself going left. You're going in a direction and you shift 180 degrees and begin going in the other direction. That's sort of the message that I got. It's going to feel sharp and sudden for some people, but know that this sharp, sudden sort of understanding and belief system, all of this is for your highest and greatest good. So message number 1, recap, is just to know that this is going to be a month of big change, internally, externally. Know that whatever happens, it is for everyone's highest and greatest good. It is going to begin to shift the collective in a huge way, you personally and the collective. And know that it will not last. Anything that is bad will not last, right? If we view it as bad, remember, if bad exists, then good has to also equally exist. They always coexist, right? And know that you're going to be less tolerant to BS. Okay, so that was message number 1. If you are excited to hear message number 2, this is message number 2. This message is such a fun message. I will tell you, I have been seeing, so first of all, the second message is all about what I'm referring to as the dragon energy. Dragons are an ancient protector of wisdom. And I will say that for the last month and a half, 2 months, I have been being called to this dragon sort of energy. Everywhere I go, I see dragons. Dragons are coming up, whether it's in movies, whether it's in conversation, whether it's in a song. I mean, everywhere, everywhere. And what's so interesting is the message that I got when I was in the Akashic Records about this was that the dragon energy is really connected to our heart chakra, our souls, even as I'm saying this, my heart just feels like it's expanding. It feels like it's radiating. It is very heart-centered energy. The dragon is truly a divine protector and leader or initiator of ancient knowledge. And what's so interesting when I got this message is I also got the message to communicate when people think of dragons, we're usually thinking of this fire-breathing, dangerous thing that we're always trying to battle, right? Whether it be folklore, whether it be in movies, cartoons, it doesn't matter. If there's a dragon, they're bad. And what I find so interesting about the message that I got is that we have been lied to, in a sense. It's what I got. We've been lied to. The dragon energy is highly intuitive. It is the protector of divine ancient knowledge. It's also the initiator. They help initiate you into this divine ancient knowledge. And we have been taught, hence message number 1, from a very young age to not trust our inner wisdom. And I think it expands out to the messaging that we've received in so many different ways, whether it be folklore, children's stories of books, movies, it doesn't matter. We've been conditioned to fear or to view the dragon as something bad. And what I'm being told is that we've been lied to. The dragon energy is extremely expansive, loving energy. It is associated with your heart chakra. And this is a month where many of us are going to be feeling connected to the dragon energy, whether you realize it or not. And this is really, this energy is showing up to help lead you into having the courage to move forward on your highest aligned path. I got the message that they will help lead and give courage. They help move you forward. They, when the forward feels dark or unknown, the dragon is going to help illuminate that path for you. And that they are truly a divine protector and initiator and a holder of sacred knowledge. And that this energy vibrates with your heart chakra, and that it is all love and light. Dragon energy is all love and light, and they are here to help initiate you into your ancient knowing, your intuition. They are here to break free of any fear of your inner knowing, your inner feelings. This is obviously a year and a month of the Great Awakening. They are here to reconnect you to your heart and help lead the way back home for you, in a sense. It is here to reconnect you to your inner knowing, to your trust, your truth, and that the dragon energy is really here to help support you. And so what's so beautiful about this energy is that you can call on it anytime, whether it just be like, hey, I'm feeling a little unsure. I would like some illumination on this path. I would like to have this path illuminated. The dragon is there to help illuminate the path. It's there to help give you courage to move forward. It is there to help you reconnect with your ancient knowledge and knowing. And so this is a month where you should begin to connect in with your heart, call in the dragon energy if you want to, envision like this beautiful energy, sparkly gold dragon flying around you, giving you support and courage to move forward into your inner truth. What a fun message that was. I will tell you that I was so excited when it came forward because I've been feeling this energy quite a bit, and it truly is, even if you Google the spiritual meaning of a dragon, it is really a protector. It is about spirituality. It's about inner knowing. It is about truth. And so I just totally feel that this energy aligns with the month of July, which I'm so excited about. So let's hear about message number 3. Message number 3, I really feel is probably one of the most important messages that we're going to receive. I believe all the messages I've given are important, but this kind of brings back everything, ties it all in, and I feel like it's really, really important because I will tell you, when I was in meditation, I like to take notes. I write things down. So you can see it right here. I write things down. And I looked up, and at the time that I looked up, right before I started writing the messages I was receiving for number 3, it was 234. 234. And if you just look at it numerologically, it's building. It's like stair stepping. It's 2, 3, 4, right? It's like moving up. To me, this was a message that this is like the beginning of us moving up. We're beginning to, it's like a path forward, right? We're moving up the staircase. We are moving to higher dimension. We are beginning to really lean into our intuition. And so kind of bringing back to what I said at the beginning of the video, this is all happening it's a 7-month, right? Which is, 7 is the number of the gods. It is the number of ancient wisdom. It is a very religious number. It's a very spiritual number. It is a number that it is like very deeply rooted in ancient religion and ancient beliefs in many different cultures. And it is the most spiritual number out there when it comes to knowledge and information. And it is happening obviously in a Cancer month, Cancer season, astrologically, with a Cancer super new moon, which all really amplifies intuition. And 7 is a very like intuitive number. And so I feel the message I'm getting for this month is that this is a very intuitive spiritual month. This is a month, and the third message I meant to give is that many people, probably yourself, and that's probably why you're watching this video right now, are beginning to awaken to their inner intuition. We're beginning to awaken into our inner knowing. An inner knowing is an inner compass that we have that is deeply connected to our body. Our intuition, our body is so much more than just the physical. It is like a tuning fork for intuition. And if you listen to your body and you really pay attention to your body, you will get intuitive information from that. People are going to start to begin to wake up intuitively. You're going to begin to almost, some people might even wake up and be like very like psychic all of a sudden. This is a time where, you know, we've always been taught, at least we've been taught or maybe led to the feeling that only special people have intuition and you're either born with psychic abilities or you're not. And this is the furthest from the truth. Everyone is psychic. Everyone is intuitive. Everyone has the birthright to have this feeling, to have this knowing. And this is a month where we reclaim our intuition. We reclaim our inner knowing. It's so crazy as I'm saying this. I mean, I've just so many signs. I had to restart my camera because I ran out of space on the memory card, and so I had to restart it, and it's 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Like, how amazing is this? Like, this is so much confirmation. What I'm trying to say is that this is a month where many of us, including you, are going to begin to feel very like intuitive. You just may have psychic hits. You might just have a knowing. You're going to start feeling your body in a way that maybe you haven't in the past. It is literally a time in which we are going to have a mass psychic awakening. And what's crazy and cool and exciting about this is this leads to many different gifts and talents that we already have. People are going to begin to feel drawn to healing, whether that is sound bath healing, going or learning how to do, whether this is somatic pressure points, whether this is somatic healing, whether this is energy healing like Reiki or massage or yoga, or we're going to feel the call to begin to awaken our voice, intuitive voice that we have within us. We're going to feel drawn to things like tarot, oracle decks, different divination tools like maybe the, what are they called? Those little rods, the dowsing rods, astrology, astrocartography, numerology, human design. These are all going to all of a sudden be like very of interest. We're going to be watching something, hearing something, we're going to hear it, and we're going to be like, oh, what is that? And we're going to want to look into it. Remember that this is, what I'm getting is that this is really part of your learning how to trust your intuition, relearning how to trust your intuition, because your soul knows how to trust your intuition. This is a month where we are going to begin to feel very like an inner knowing. Like we just know. We don't know how we know. We can't explain it, but it is a knowing that we know something, right? Whether it's an inner truth, whether it is something that's going to happen in the future, whether it is something that maybe is a little less explained. For instance, when I started really leaning into meditating and connecting in with the Akashic records and connecting in with my higher self or my soul, I was brought to the ancient pyramids. I was brought to the pyramids in Egypt. And this was months ago, probably 4 or 5 months ago. And in my meditation, I understood that there's like a pyramid above the ground, and that there is more below the ground. It's almost like a pyramid above and a pyramid below, representing as above, so below, representing the higher chakras to the lower chakras, because the lower chakras are more earth-bound or more grounded, right? And the higher chakras are more connected to the astral plane or the angelic plane. And it is this like as above, so below. And I Googled it and Googled it and Googled it, and I couldn't find anything about it. I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. And then a couple months later, this stuff started coming out about, I'm getting goosebumps as I'm saying this, about the pyramids, and that there is more below the pyramid than what we ever knew. And so this is part of what I'm saying, is you're going to begin to understand or know things that might be before the time that it is known to the masses. And so just know that this information is true. Understand that it is your inner knowing, and that this is here to help usher us in to a new era, an era of a more heart-centered collective. We've decided as a soul to be here right now, to begin to usher in a new era of humanity, of humans, of our collective. And we're just on the beginning of it. The precipice is what I got. Like the word I'm getting is precipice. I'm not even sure. I believe that's just the beginning, like the brink of the beginning. And it is such a pivotal point in our time and in our history. This would be something that thousands of years from now, people will be reading about this time. And your soul chose to be here right now because you were likely are here to begin to bring back healing practices. It's called New Age healing practices, which is so funny. It's called New Age, right? New Age, like Reiki is New Age, and yoga is New Age, and sound bath is New Age, and, intuition is New Age. But the truth is it's old. It's very ancient. It is probably hundreds of thousands of years old. It is so ancient, and it is something that our soul has already had, and we are reclaiming it right now. So we are here. We chose to be here to help usher this in. We're probably going to begin feeling called to healing practices, either experiencing them or learning them ourselves so we can do it ourselves. Teaching are the gifts that we have, gifts that we may not fully understand and we may not fully unlock until we begin teaching. But I will tell you, we're going to begin to feel this month, if you haven't already, a pull to these New Age ancient things that our ancestors already knew. And so we are the initiators, is what I was told. We are the initiators. We are here to witness this change. Our soul chose to be here to be a witness to this change. Our soul chose to be here to experience this change. Our soul chose to be here to help move the collective into this new chapter. And so it's really such a fun, exciting, kind of, at times a little scary change. But know that this is all about our highest and collective good. Again, just circling back to the number 7, the month that we happen to be in, 7 is the number of the gods. It is the number of ancient knowledge. It is the number of ancient religion. It is the number of everything that is referred to as esoteric or just old hidden knowledge. These hidden knowledges are going to come to the forefront. And everything that was old is now new, and it's going to become very, very popular. And this is beginning. So what I was sort of told is that this time is being called the Great Awakening. Like I said before, I want to refer to it as the Great Remembering, because our soul has been around for many, many years. I heard this on another YouTuber's channel, and I absolutely loved it, and I love what it says. Let me see here real quick. Let me just read what I got here. Well, first of all, this is just my own. You are so much more magical than what you were ever told to believe. We are so much more magical than what we were ever told to believe. You have magic and knowledge and information within you that is just dying to come out. And the thing that I heard on another YouTuber's channel, which I absolutely loved, we are spiritual beings having a human experience, not humans having a spiritual experience. I'm going to repeat that. We are spiritual beings in a human body, right? We're experiencing the human experience, but we are spiritual beings experiencing the human, not a human experiencing the spiritual. And so anyways, I just want to say thank you guys so much for being here. I want to send you a ton of love. If you've enjoyed this video, subscribe down below. It helps support me in growing this channel. And I just want you to, down below, I'm going to, if you click on the description below, you're going to have a journal prompt that you can journal on, and like an activation that you can say, like a personal monthly mantra. And so if you are excited about that, click down below in the description. It will be there. If you're feeling this video, in the comments, just write in soul alignment or soul aligned or reawakening or remembering, whatever you want to put there. I can't wait to hear from you. I just want to send you a ton of love. Thank you so much for being here. You guys have a wonderful July, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.